This video contains commentary. Good afternoon, my magical little dudicorns. Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorda, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to do the top 3 stories of the day from r/ChoosingBeggars, followed by the top 3 stories of the day from r/StoriesAboutKevin. So without further ado, smash that subscribe button, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. This first story was posted in the r/Reddit Fairy subreddit by user Paradigm Fusion. This one is called An Elite Gamer Beggar. One time, when I was still working in a shop and doing new computer builds on request in 2010, I had gotten an order for a top-of-the-line system. Intel Core 2 Quad CPU, 8GB RAM, 3x 320GB WD Velociraptor 10K RPM hard drives, a pair of GeForce 280s, etc. This system was over $4,000 at the time. I had a 10% deposit policy and he happily paid, so I immediately got to work. Now, he said he needed it in a hurry, in like 3 to 4 days in a hurry. So I ordered all of his parts via next day or 2-day if the next day price was too high. This was way before Amazon Prime, so PC parts houses weren't offering competitive shipping yet. Fast forward 3 days, everything is there, so I quickly get it built. Back then, I could build a system from boxes of parts to post in about 30 minutes. Get it going, get Windows 7 Ultimate on there. His request, I usually just put Home Premium. Remove all the bloatware that comes with the Ultimate install, update it, and run Prime 95, a benchmark tool, for 12 hours. I do this to make sure it's not going to overheat or catch fire or blow up or just quit working. 6 hours later, everything is a go. I run 3D Mark, a GPU benchmark, to make sure that the SLI is working properly. It was, and running smoothly. I called the guy up and let him know that his godly system is ready and that he would need to cover the remainder of his bill to pick it up. The remainder of his bill was $4,015.33 after express shipping costs and the Windows 7 Ultimate upgrade. He says it's no problem and that he will either be in later that day or first thing in the morning. The day ends with a no-show. No problem, I'll see him in the morning. The next day, and he calls 15 minutes after we open, asks if he can pick up his system, and I say sure, come on down. We close at 8 p.m. tonight. It was Friday, and we sometimes stay open late. He shows up about 45 minutes later and says, "Hey man, is that my computer?" Looking at the box in the corner with all the parts boxes on top, I say, "Yup, that's it. Let's get you down here so we can get you paid off so you can take that bad boy home." He comes down to the register. We do the final tally and all of a sudden he looks ghost white. I don't have that much. I thought it was only gonna be around 1,000 total." I said, "Dude, you paid the 10% deposit on a $4,000 system. Where did you get the idea it was only going to be $1,000 or so?" He pulls out a flyer of a summer special we had a few months ago. Indeed, it was a $1,000 system, but the system was way less powerful than the one I just built. Core 2 Duo, 2GB RAM, 500GB 7200 RPM hard drive, integrated Intel GPU, etc. He again says that he thought it was for any system that we had in stock. I said, "This system wasn't in stock. I had to special order and build it from scratch." He once again chokes on his words and says, "I'll give you $1,700 for it. That's all I have to my name. I'll even give you my laptop." An old compact from 2007 I was not interested in at all. I say, "Nope, that'll be $4,015.33, please. We accept cash or credit. We do not accept checks on orders that big unless they are corporate checks from the country or something like that." He says, "Can I give you what I have and pay off the rest in monthly payments?" I knew this guy only worked part-time at a fast food joint, so paying this thing off would take months, if not a year or so. I once again say, "That will be $4,015.33, please." He gets on his phone and goes outside. Sorry, I couldn't hear what was said, other than the occasional, "fuck," or "god damn it." He comes back in and once again asks if he can pay off the remainder and give me $1,000 down so he's not broke and can buy some accessories to go with it. This bill was just for the tower. No accessories, no monitor, nada. I once again keep calm and say, $4,015.33, please. He loses it and comes up to the counter and yells at me. Come on! I need this system now! I can't pay you that much right now. Just let me fucking give you what I got and you can fucking charge me interest if that fucking matters. I keep my calm and say, look, I'm sorry if you can't afford to pay for it, but I am out a lot of money on this system and I've already given you a small discount, so I'm not making anything on this computer. In reality, I was still going to make a $125 profit if he paid his bill in full right now. He looks at his phone again and says, don't sell it, I'll be back in a day or two to pay it off. I say okay, even though I was listing it on eBay the minute he went outside to use the phone. He did call me back the next day to once again ask if he could give me this time $500 down and pay the rest off at $100 a month until it was paid off. I said no. He said, fuck you, and hung up. That was the last I heard from him. My boss 86'd him a day later, and his system ended up selling on eBay for over $5,500. So, all in all, a good gain. This is like a continuation from yesterday with these choosing beggars. They agree on a price, and then, like, why do they act so shocked when it comes time to actually pay what they agreed upon? Ya fucking choosing beggars. Oh my god, my dudes. I couldn't deal with people like this. I would just want to bang my head on a freaking desk like over and over and over. I think, yeah, I've got anger issues, I think. Alright, my dudes, before I get into the next story, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for future videos just like this one. Alright, my dudes, the next story is called Aunt Tells Me I Have to Give Her My Eyeshadow Collection because she works harder than me, so deserves it more. Posted by user Fell Into a Dark Hole. I recently got into makeup, mainly eyeshadow. I have some minimal art talent that lends itself to colorful looks. The palettes I have are expensive. They're from JSC, but they are great quality, and a key point is that they were gifts. I have 5 palettes. 3 were Christmas gifts, and 2 were early birthday gifts. My aunt, who's married to my mom's youngest brother, recently became a makeup artist. Her 5th job after doing nails, hair, massage, and nannying. She has clean but basic style of makeup and was unpracticed and unwilling to work with more color at first. She did not get many clients because her work was reviewed as basic, dull, and ordinary. And she was rigid, inflexible, and unwilling to provide exactly what clients wanted. This resulted in her having to work twice as hard for barely any money. She came over wanting Mom's advice on how to improve and was told to offer more colorful looks to add variety. She claimed to have no idea what colorful palettes were good quality, so Mom had to show her one of my favorites. It's red themed. She remarked that it was good quality, felt nice, seemed usable, and that she would happily use it on clients. She then proceeded to close it, stand up with it, and attempt to take it to her car. Mom stopped her before she could reach the door and asked what she thought she was doing. Her response? I thought it would be a good idea to borrow this one to see if I could really use it. Mom got my palette back and Aunt left in a huff after being told off for not asking and then being told no when she asked a minute later. 2 days later, Aunt begins to text me. Aunt, I really like that eyeshadow palette you showed me the other day. Me, so do I. It's great to use and the colors were great for my complexion. Aunt, would it be possible for me to have it? I need more color to work with and I have no money to spare. I know you didn't pay for it, so it wouldn't make much of a difference for you to give it to me. Just don't tell your mom. Me, I'm not doing that. I wanted it for ages and got it as a gift from Mom. I'm not just gonna give it away. Plus, it was expensive for Mom to get, so I certainly can't let it go for free or without telling her. Aunt, just agree, you spoiled brat. I need this to keep my business going. I have to work hours a day to keep your cousins fed and clothed, so that the least you could do is help me out because you certainly don't work as hard as me. Me. I'm not giving away a gift, and I'm not the one who has 4 kids but can't keep a stable job. I also know that you're not that desperate because Uncle has a well-paying job, so please just leave me alone. Aunt. Fine, brat. See if we ever help your ungrateful ass again after this. It's not my fault I keep losing jobs when people like you refuse to give a hard-working mom any help. Goodbye forever. She called me the next day to ask to babysit her kids for the day while she went shopping. She came back and started complaining loudly about how hard it is to get decent eyeshadow when no one is willing to help you get started. I just stood up and went to my room. Why did you babysit after that? Why? Why help this Karen at all? She's clearly very selfish, and if she's going shopping, I thought she didn't have any money to go shopping. Fucking Karen. This OP is way too nice. I wouldn't be watching her kids after that. After she, called me an ungrateful brat and told me never to talk to her because I wouldn't give her something of mine. That's fucked. That lady needs to grow up, I think. You know what I think? If she really wants to get good, then she should start with the shitty palettes. If you can blend those motherfuckers, then you'll have no problem with the high quality ones. Is all I'm saying. If you can make a turd sparkle, then you will be fine. Alright, let's get into the last Choosing Beggars story of the day. This one is called, Dude, we're on a fucking island. Everything is marked up. Posted by user Loogie125. This is more of an r/Tales from Retail or r/Tales from the Front Desk post. But since it involves a choosing beggar, I felt it's appropriate to post here. So this guest has been giving me a lot of bullshit ever since he arrived. I asked him for his passport, and he said, "It's in my bag outside." And I said, "I need a valid form of ID to check you in, and as you are a foreigner, the only valid form of ID is your passport. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience." He treats us like the piece of gum on the sole of his shoe, and he asked to rent a motorbike. What we do is we don't have the motorbikes on site, but we call a company to come with the motorbikes. 30 baht is $1 US. I think I said that right. The rate was 250 baht per day, and since he was renting it for a long period, the lady discounted to 230 baht per day. The guy crossed out the 230 and wrote 150 and said, "In Pattaya, they have this price." I said, "Pattaya is on the mainland. We are on an island that has no bridge. Logistics mark up everything." He said, "Nonsense, it's the same." I said, "Sir, I insist, it's not the same." "No, it's the same." What I wanted to say, you stupid frog, you got on the fucking ferry as well. How stupid are you to not notice that when you're on a goddamn island, everything is more difficult, you fucking prick? What it came out as was, "I am very sorry, sir, but you are on an island, and this is the best price I can give you. If you check at other places, they're actually a lot more expensive, and it's a lot more convenient here." Frog, "This is stupid." I honestly lost it at this point. That's it. I'm not standing here and tolerating this. And I walked away. He rented the moped through the company, grudgingly. How the fuck does somebody not know that logistics are more difficult when we don't have a goddamn container ship port, no airport, and the only way to send in people and freight is through the infrequent and unreliable ferry service? Anyways, I am thinking about kicking that guy in the balls. I honestly have had it with assholes like him that make my life miserable. Don't do it. Don't do it. It'll only cause you pain, I'm sure. But yeah, I can understand that sentiment of wanting to kick somebody in the nuts. But like, what do they think? That you could just name your price for like businesses, and especially businesses like this. Like, I totally understand that. Like, if you've got a business that's offshore, it's going to be more costly to get supplies there. Therefore, you have to adjust the prices that you charge to reflect that. So it makes sense. This guy's a fucking derp. So I'm guessing because he called him a frog, he might be from France, maybe. Could even be Quebec, you never know, Canada. But so my accents didn't really match up too well, I guess. But yeah, I do the accents that I know because you don't want me to start trying to do a French accent. It'll be very bad. See, I can't even. Nope. Shh, Lorna, just stop. All right, my dudes, let's get into the first story of r/stories about Kevin. This one is called Nurses Kavina 1, 2, and 3 are confused. Posted by user 7:32 a.m. I work in a hospital. I had a patient who had to be on a continuous monitor for their heart rate. We call these telemetry monitors or teleboxes, and they're usually about the size of an old Game Boy. Sometimes patients are on medications where we need more intensive real-time monitoring, so we have larger ICU monitors on stands, but still wireless. It's the end of my shift. It's been a hellish night, and I've just been informed that every one of my resources is an idiot and doesn't know the policy. The patient needs an ICU monitor. I go find another one and bring it over. Day shift is pissed. They've never had to use the monitor and they don't know how it works. They don't understand why they can't just leave a blood pressure machine at the bedside. I explained that the monitor reasons go to the telemetry monitor room, where people are paid to watch and interpret the data, and also show up on the nurse's station telemonitors so that you can always see what the patient's vitals are without having to stay at the bedside. The info also crosses over to the chart so you don't have to enter it. We have had wireless teleboxes for at least 15 years. All three Kavinas demanded to know why this portable monitor's data was going to show up in the monitor room. The monitor made by the same brand as the smaller ones we use, just with a bigger screen and a couple of extra buttons. But how does the info cross over? How can they see it if it's not plugged in? It needs to be plugged in. Why would it show up on the nurse's station screen? How do the monitor techs know to watch it? Eventually, I gave up and said, magic. That's apparently how you think the other monitors work, right? Got fussed at for talking down to them, and how it's unfair to expect them to know that just because I work in other units that use them. Like, guys, we have 40 patients on this floor with wireless monitoring. We've had wireless monitors since before I started 6 years ago. How do you not understand the concept of attach it to the patient and it communicates with the monitor room/nurse's station over the wireless network? That's always funny when they try to tell you how to do things that you've clearly been doing for a long time, and they just clearly are not getting it. I had that working so fucking much in tech support, where somebody would call with a weird issue and everything would be, they would explain everything connected as it should be, but they always leave out that one little vital piece of information where something like, oh yeah, I decided to rearrange all the equipment, but I put everything back exactly how it was. No. And then instead of admitting that, they try to point faults at what I'm doing and being like, well, maybe you should try this, maybe you should do that. Well, they're like, just connect into my store. Like, no, duh, fucker, Kevin, I can't connect to your store if you have no internet, you dumb. You know what I'm saying? This is totally believable. I totally believe it because I dealt with a lot of tech support for nurses in general, and I'm sorry for people that are in charge of dealing medication to people. It makes me very scared that they can't even find a start menu on a fucking computer. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's 2020, people. Let's find the start menu already. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, my dudes, let's get into the next story. This one is called If You Give a Kevin $1 Million, posted by user ARS-Torok. I work in point of sale. We provide hardware and software for a wide variety of customers. At the time of this story, my title was Senior Analyst, and I would work directly with restaurant owners and franchisees on the daily. Now, I have met plenty of people in this business who make me question my life afterwards, as I realize that they are, well, just dumb, and yet make more money a day than I make a month. But only one such individual earned the title of Kevin. It starts with an email. This is a meeting with Kevin, owner of Kevco Burgers and our newest client. Kevin will be meeting us to discuss the needs of a new restaurant he is opening. Now, the restaurant in question is a very well-known burger chain that focuses on fast service and low prices. We handle hundreds of similar stories, both owned by the brand itself and a collection of franchisees. So in the meeting is both Kevin and Kevin's personal assistant, who we will later learn is his business advisor and accountant as well. Kevin says he wants to do this no holes barred. I'm not trying to suggest an accent here. He would write no holes barred in emails as well. All in all, he selects our most expensive package for a restaurant of the size he is planning, complete with ordering tables and other neat gimmick items that corporate doesn't fully endorse. And the icing on the cake is that he requests that I set up his store in person and train his staff. The account manager on our end comments that it would cost close to $3,000 for me to go out there for 2 days, as Kevin has requested. He responds with, "Oh, is that all?" And a short month later, I am on a plane to Texas. Now, there are many large cities in Texas, and this one, which shall remain anonymous for reasons that will become clear, is about an hour and a half outside of one of them. There is nothing in this town but half a Walmart, a John Deere supercenter, a gas station, a hotel, and now Kevin's Burgers. So, there are only 2 cars in the parking lot of this hotel, one of which is my rental car. I grab a bite from the gas station and get ready to meet Kevin tomorrow. My plan would fail as Kevin does not show up to the restaurant the day before it opens. The staff try to tell me that they aren't open, but I show them that I am their tech support. The crew trainer from corporate is there, and together we manage the store the whole day. Calls to Kevin's phone go unanswered. Calls to Kevin's assistant are taken by Kevin's assistant's assistant. I leave halfway through my scheduled shift with permission from the corporate trainer. I spend the rest of the day driving tractors at John Deere because what else am I gonna do? Day 2. Kevin's assistant says that Kevin will definitely be there this time. But again, nothing. I'm basically running the store myself along with corporate trainer. Guests are steady and mostly consist of either farm or cattle folk, plus the guys from John Deere. Kevin shows up 2 hours before I have to leave for my flight and insists that I walk him through the 2 days of training. I give him the burning wreck of crash courses and learn a few important things in the process. This list also perfectly serves as the TLDR. 1. Kevin used to work on one of the nearby cattle ranches. 2. Kevin won $34 million off of a lotto ticket. 3. Kevin knew it was the good times when he could get a ride into the big city and eat at the brand of restaurant he now owned, which I remind you prides itself on being the least expensive option. 4. Of the $34 million, $14 million went into this restaurant, which I, from experience, would value at $5 million, including the land. 5. The rest stays with his assistant, who then just gives him anything he asks for. 6. The reason he bought this restaurant was so he could eat there for free, whenever he wanted. It's not a bad investment to, invest in a franchise. But, you gotta follow a strict set of guidelines, usually with franchises, as I've learned with doing tech support for one. But, yeah, that's kind of funny that he thinks that eating there will be free. No, dude, you're paying for that. You're definitely paying. Well, I guess unless he's turning a hefty profit, then maybe he is eating for free, but I highly doubt it. Alright, my dudes, before I get into the last story of the day, let me know below in the comments what you guys think about this format, doing 3 Choosing Beggar stories and 3 other subreddit stories at the end. Do you want me to do, the 2 different subreddits, or should I be doing, the Choosing Beggars first, and then, three different stories from 3 entirely different subreddits? I'm just trying to get, a feel for what you guys are looking for in content, because Choosing Beggars, unfortunately, is what brings people to this channel, I've noticed. So I feel like I need to make that my main focus, but I don't want to make it the main focus, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want everybody to get tired of it. So I kind of like this idea of mixing it up, doing a 3 and 3 on an episode. Monday, Wednesday, Friday are still going to be just Choosing Beggars straight through, but Tuesday and Thursday, I want to do something different like this. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this idea. Should I keep going with it? Love to hear from you guys. Let's get into the last story, my dudes. This one is called I was fine with Kevin until he became a liability. Posted by user bwings88. Just a small disclaimer before you read. This Kevin was on the spectrum, but he was high functioning. This is just me sharing some of the things he has said or done that has just left me dumbfounded. Name is changed for privacy. Neither of us are employed there anymore, and I wish him the best. Also, I am on mobile, but my spelling and grammar just suck in general, so sorry about that. Now, on to the story. Okay, so this all took place a year or so back while I was working in a grocery store deli. I'd already been working there for a year and knew how to do a lot and was often put on training new hires, when in comes Kevin. Things start off okay for about the first week or two while he gets the hang of the basics, but then he starts sharing stories and ideas that would be better left unsaid. Here are the ones I remember. Number 1. He believes that millennials are the problem with the world when him and I are both millennials. No amount of telling him that would change his mind, and he rejected the notion that he could possibly be one. Number 2. He thought it would be a great idea to turn deli work into a commission-based job. Number 3. He believes that all of his old high school teachers were communists just because he didn't like them. Number 4. He completely rejects the concept of rap being a legitimate form of music. Don't get me wrong, I'm more of a country person myself, but my preference doesn't dictate what is or isn't music. Okay, that's all of the weird ideas he had. Now, on to what he had done during that time. Don't worry, the liability aspect will come in here. Number 5. He claimed to have photoshopped his old teachers together in an adult manner. I have no idea why anyone would even want to do that, and I am so glad he didn't have proof. Number 6. He tried to take half of the hot bar food home with him thinking it was free because it was at the end of the day. Was not happy when I told him otherwise. 7. He decided that the only way to get grease off the baking sheet was with paper towels. No soap, no water, just paper towels. Number 8. He had made a shrine for the serving spoon meant for the mac and cheese for the hot bar. Number 9. And for what made you click on my tail. During the holidays when the produce department had the holiday nuts, we were given a few shelled almonds. Being a sensible person, I saved them for when I could get home and use a nutcracker to open them. But he was impatient. I was filling out the last of the paperwork for the end of the night when I hear the slicer turn on. All I could manage was a quick and snippy, "What are you doing?" because there were no customers. And yes, he was going to try and open the almonds on the deli slicer, which is just a whole bag of nope and dangerous as crap. I could deal with all but that last bit, cause hey, funny stories. But with that I had to go to management. Note that didn't get him fired. I didn't want that, and it didn't even get him moved out of the department. He was there for about another 2 weeks till he was his own downfall. The store manager had asked him to wipe something down, and he responded with a dead serious, "I don't know how to do that." We were talking spray bottle and paper towel wipe down. And that is what sent him out of my life. Kevin, wherever you are, I hope you're doing well for yourself. I don't think so. If he doesn't even know how to spray a surface down and wipe it, yeesh. I don't think so. I think this Kevin is going to be walking around in goldfish-like circles for the rest of his life. Like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. What do you guys think? Let me know if you think this Kevin is going to blossom out of his Kevinness one day. I don't think so, but let me know down in the comments below. Alright, my dudes, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, please smash that like button. It really helps me out. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications for future hilarious videos just like this one, so you never miss one. As always, the links to all the stories will be in the description below, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it, my dudes. And don't forget to submit your stories again. I'm getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. I've got a lot of stories and comments and funny little things that you guys have said in the comments section of some of the videos compiled for that 1,000 subscriber appreciation episode. That is going to be coming up very soon. I think the last I checked, I was at 876 subscribers at the time of this recording, so 124 to go, my dudes. We are getting there. You guys have a fan-fucking-tabulous day, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace out, my dudes.